Okay, so I wasn't gonna tell people because I didn't want to make people think, but this is basically kind of how my shot got messed up and with the shoot away machine. But I'm gonna go into a little bit more detail, but not too much, just a little bit. So what I did notice in the videos that I had, and this is when I started to try to fix my shot in 2010 when I started watching the videos, is like, for instance, I would go off and I would step with my right leg back, right? I would go like this and then go up. So I'd go like this, you know? Like the ball's coming this way. Like I have a video of me when I was playing with ARC in the AU Nationals, and I catch the ball and I go like this with my right leg back, right? I go like this, catch it, and then shoot, okay? That's what made me go sideways. But when I had the shoot away machine, I couldn't do that. So when I had the shoot away machine, I'd catch it and I'd just go straight forward like this and shoot. And then if you look at me in the games when I had the shoot away machine, I would catch the ball and I'd go like this. And then I have my left foot pointed forward and my right foot like this because the rack's in the way, protruding it, okay? Whereas but this is one thing that I did, but there's a lot more in this. I would catch it, and you see I put my right leg back, and then that makes my left leg automatically go out like this, you know, but you can't do that when you're picking the ball off the rack. I can't go like this when I'm picking the ball off the rack, and that was something that automatically happens when I'm getting passes from my dad, and that's why I was the best shooter in the country, because my dad would just give me passes, so I would just catch the ball and shoot natural with my left foot pointed out, my right foot toward the rim. And if I catch it, my right leg back like this, it automatically is going to do that. But with the shooting machine, I would be in the backyard and my dad was like, okay, catch, you just pick the ball off the rack and then step straight forward and then get sideways by going like this with your right foot toward the left and your left foot pointed forward. So I'm in the backyard and my dad's having me pick the ball off the rack and go like this over and over again. I'm in the backyard, pick the ball off the rack, step straight forward and go like this. So then I'm in the games, I'll be in the game, and instead of, like before, there's a lot of different stuff, but this just, I'm not gonna go into extreme details because I don't wanna make good shooters think, but it's just one thing I would do. Instead, I would maybe, before I would catch it right here, and then have my right leg back, and then go like this. Instead of that, I'd catch the ball right here, and I'd step straight forward and go like this. And my dad would be like, well, to be sideways, because what ended up happening was I would pick the ball off the rack, and because the rack's right here, I would step like this, my left foot pointing forward, my right foot toward the rim. And my dad was like, well, shoot sideways. I used to shoot with my left foot pointed out and my right foot toward the rim. And if I catch the ball and I go like this, that's automatically going to happen, right? That's automatically going to happen. But if I'm catching the ball off the rack, pick the ball off the rack, and I just go like this, it's going to make me square with my left foot pointing forward and my right foot toward the rim, left foot pointed forward, and I'm not, my left foot is no longer going to be pointed out, my right foot toward the rim. That's how I shot when I was the best shooter in the country. But then, my dad had me picking the ball off the rack and then going like this, and he was like, well, spin into it to get sideways. He was trying to make me sideways. He said, keep your left foot forward and your right foot to the side and spin into it. He had me doing the exact opposite thing of what I did when I was the best shooter in the country, where I had my left foot pointed out, my right foot toward the rim. Now, like I said, I couldn't do things that I would do when I was the best shooter in the country, like catch the ball with my right leg back and do that, which would make my left foot go out and my right foot toward the rim automatically, right? Like that. Now, that's just one thing. I could go way more into details about a ton of other stuff, but that's just one little thing. But I'm not going to go into details because I don't want to make good shooters think. I don't want to make good shooters think a lot. But that's just one little thing, okay? So that's why I went from being the best shooter in the country to having a terrible shot, because I'm picking the ball off the rack, I'm going like this, and then I'm in the games, and instead of doing what I did before, right, like I catch the ball and I might do this, instead I would catch the ball just like I picked the ball off the rack and just shoot it like this, or I would catch the ball and go straight forward and do this, which is not what the best shooters do. You look at Michael Jordan, you look at those guys, they will do stuff like this when they shoot, but I couldn't do that when I was picking the ball off the rack. So that's just, so my dad's in the backyard, he's like, okay, we'll just so I'm practicing over and over again, picking the ball off the rack and going like this. Now, this is when I'm picking the ball off the right side of the rack. When I was on the left side of the rack, I would pick the ball off the rack and I would step like this. Now that would make my right foot go toward the rim and my left foot pointed out. So that's still good form. Right foot toward the rim, left foot pointed out. So if you look at me after the shooting machine, that was my go-to shot. I would make most of my shots in games just a few videos I have, you can see it, where I'm going like this and I'm either dribbling and going like this. Instead of like when I was younger, I would go like this, right leg back, and then like that, right? So that's just a little bit of what the shoot away did, which made me go from the best shooter in the country. But like I said, when I tried to fix my shot in 2013, I was looking at how I did that stuff when I had the shoot away machine. But instead of fixing it correctly, remember my dad told me to step forward and then put your right foot out and your left foot toward the basket. So I was still doing this, I was catching it, but I was still going like this because that's what my dad told me to do. So in 2013 and all the way up to 2019, I was still shooting wrong. Until like around 2019 when I was playing with Compton College, I started fixing that because I looked at the videos deeply and I started seeing how I would shoot with my right foot toward the rim and my left foot pointed out, and not like my dad was having me do like this. Because my dad was trying to make me sideways, but he didn't know that I was sideways because I had my left foot pointed out. And he also didn't know a big thing was how I moved into shots, but you can't move into shots correctly picking the ball off the rack. Like I said, after the shooting machine, I'd be in the game and I'd catch the ball and I'd run straight forward and do this, just like I'm picking the ball off the rack. Or I'd catch the ball like when I first was shooting on shooting machine, I just catch it and go like this, or go like this. With my left foot pointed forward, my right, because it messed up my shot. Whereas before, like if you look at the video of me in AAU Nationals, I come off the screen, I catch it, my right foot's back, right? I catch it like this, and then go like this. Something you can't do with the shoot away machine, and that's why it messed up my shot. Because shooting's really all about how you move into it mainly, but I don't want to make a shooter sink, so I'm not going to go into details. But I can go into way details. I could blow everybody's mind with what I know. I could be the best shooting coach in the whole country probably. I would make Luka Doncic the best shooter in the whole country if I coached him. But I would like more videos so I can study more. But like I said, it took me till 2019 to start figuring this stuff out. Because like I said, even after I fixed my shot, or I started fixing after I noticed the shoot away machine prevented me from moving into shots correctly, and I'll go more into details later. But I'm not gonna go into deep details because I want to make this shooter sink. But like I said, in 2013, 2014, I was still, I was moving into shots better, like doing this type of thing. But my dad told me to go like this, pick the ball off the rack, and just go like this. So I'd be shooting form shots in the backyard like this. My left foot pointed forward, my right foot, because if the rack's right here, I can't step with my left foot pointed out like this. And I can't do something like this, right? So after the shoot away machine, it basically messed up my shot like that. So, but I tried to fix it, but I still was catching the ball and doing this, like I was moving it more correctly, like putting my right foot back first, like going off the screen and going like this. But I was still shooting my left foot pointed forward and my right foot to the side because that's what my dad told me to do when he tried to fix my shot with the shoot away machine. He told me to do the exact wrong thing. So all the way up to 2019, I was still doing that. So my shot was better, but I was still shooting the opposite of the way I shot when I was the best shooter in the country. So I'll get more into details on that.